oocyte. So when the sperms are approaching, they go through the vagina, then uterus, then they will reach the isthmus area, secondary oocyte. Now in this diagram or picture, we can see the sperm first. This is the first sperm who reached. So once the sperm reaches the secondary oocyte, that time the meiosis 2 in the secondary oocyte will be completed, which results in the second polar body inside this, and the real ovum will be produced. Larger ovum will be produced. Now what is left for the sperm is to dissolve the ovum membranes. Ovum membranes consist of corona radiata. These are corona radiators. Then membranes are there. The membranes are zona pellucida. So if the zona pellucida is being touched by the sperm, this induces a change in the membrane's nature. Once one sperm touches that zona pellucida and it undergoes changes, then no other sperm will be able to fuse with this ovum. So only one sperm who reaches first will be able to fertilize. And for fusing or to dissolve the zona pellucida, sperm head has got a structure. What is the structure, children? Which is there, tip of the head?
Acrosome.
Yes,
Acrosome.
good. Acrosome has got lytic enzymes. Lytic means lysosomal enzymes. So they can dissolve the zona pellucida membrane. Sperm can go further ahead, and the nucleus which is there inside the sperm, that will fuse with the nucleus which is present inside this ovum, and then the ovum will be then called as zygote, which is single celled. This much took place during the event called fertilization. And it is also said that all copular sexual intercourse will not lead to pregnancy. All will not lead to pregnancy. Only the copulation or coitus, so many is the same meanings. Sexual intercourse, coitus, copulation, all are same. It means insertion of penis into the female reproductive tract. That act is called these three terms. So all of them will not lead to pregnancy. What leads to pregnancy is when there is a simultaneous release of sperm and ovum. Like the sperm, when it is released, that time ovum should be present. If these two presence is there, only pregnancy will come about. Head, middle, neck, middle piece, tail, and inside whatever elements are there that you have to draw. This is the sectional view of seminiferous tubule showing spermatogonia, which are the mother cells here. Some special cells to nourish the sperm, Sertoli, primary spermatocyte, secondary spermatocyte, then spermatid, which will nourish and then become the spermatozoa. This revising, okay. Now this is spermatogenesis. This spermatogenesis starts at puberty. Spermatogonia undergoes mitosis differentiation. After mitosis, each spermatogonia will become two. Primary spermatocyte. Primary spermatocyte undergoes meiosis 1 to produce secondary spermatocyte, all continuously taking place during puberty stage. Now, secondary spermatocyte will undergo second meiosis to form spermatids. So, one primary spermatocyte divides into two secondary spermatocyte. One secondary spermatocyte divides into two spermatids. So, we can say that one primary spermatocyte can give rise to four spermatids. Each of them differentiates later through a process called spermiogenesis, and taking nourishment from Sertoli cells, they will differentiate to form sperms or spermatozoa. Regarding ploidy, spermatogonia 46 chromosomes, they are diploid. Since primary spermatocyte is a product of mitosis only, they will also be diploid 46 chromosome. But after first meiosis division, secondary spermatocyte is produced, so it will be haploid with 23 chromosomes, half the number of chromosomes. Secondary spermatocyte will become spermatids with second meiotic division. Still, it will be haploid only because second meiotic division is somewhat like mitosis. That's why it will be 23 itself. So every sperm, each one will be haploid with 23 chromosomes. Now looking at the type of division, primary spermatocyte undergoes first meiosis producing secondary spermatocyte. You can see the division is equal type of division. Sizes are same. This is a female reproductive organ systems. Accessory ducts. These are the accessory ducts of female reproductive system: fallopian tube, ovaries, uterus, cervical canal, vagina, and these muscles. So the muscles of uterus is called myometrium, and the lining of the uterus, which is richly supplied with blood vessel, is called endometrium. Protective covering here is called perimetrium. In this, endometrium is important, causing menstrual cycle, menstruation. Then myometrium is also important, especially during the childbirth. Myometrium is made of muscles. Every muscle in our body, whether it is male or female, keeps relaxing, keep contracting. But during the childbirth, myometrium has to vigorously contract to expel the embryo, which becomes fetus, out and expel the fetus outside through the birth canal. Birth canal means the distance between the cervix and the vagina. This much part is called cervical canal or birth canal.